This week on The Grind, we're in Michigan with Ricky and the Southern Oak Kennels crew for early season honkers.
I yearn for a place to call my own. I'm going home. Say what you will, I'll be better for it still. I've been wondering what you're doing with your time, just to get you off my mind. I'm in the grind.
The Grind Waterfowl TV is brought to you by Dakota Decoy, premium gunning decoys for demanding hunters. Lucky Duck, masters of deception. Kent Cartridge, quality matters and performance counts. Mud Buddy, the king of mud motors. Excel, the boat to own. Cornerstone Gundog Academy, the most accessible online retriever training program. Yoder Smokers, handcrafted in the heartland. Sitka Gear, turning clothing into gear. Rig 'em Right Waterfowl, the industry leader in specialty waterfowl products. OnX Hunt, know where you stand. Benelli, simply perfect. Cowboys Wild Game Washer, as clean as you can get 'em. And these fine sponsors. This segment is brought to you by Dakota Decoy.
Season 10, finally get the grind here in Michigan at my home state where I grew up hunting, and kind of just impromptu actually, because with COVID and Canada and the border closed, we always find ourselves in Saskatchewan or Ontario, but you know, we have to take some chances early on and for film, and we had this opportunity where some of the corns come off, and Don and Wally with SOK North is up there. Barton was like, hey, I'm all in. He drives up, 11 hours from Mississippi. So everything started to kind of come together about mid-August, but I think it's pretty amazing that the team was able to come up here and see what Michigan early resident goose is all about, because while the limits are high, it's not that easy. You have seed corn coming off in the last week of August. Potatoes have been coming off all the entire month of August. You have wheat fields that have come off. You've got pasture ponds that they've been going to. So all of a sudden the options start to open up to them. And it's funny, you'll watch birds and the communication's always, well, I have 200 over here. Well, it's 15 days before season, and next thing you know, they just disperse, or it gets warm again and they go back to the golf course. So it becomes very, very challenging, and that's why you have to network, and you have to have a lot of people in different areas and a lot of different people scouting in their own vehicles, because really these birds just feed for maybe a half hour in the morning and then they're gone because the weather's gonna warm up. So it becomes very challenging with the early resident geese here in Michigan.
This is the pond right here, back there. Time is it? 10 o'clock.
There's only about 15 or 20 on there.
About right, 9:30 yesterday, Tristan said they started showing up. Yesterday that whole bank up there was full of them by noon. Yeah, there's some coming in right there, pitching. But this is what they were doing yesterday. They were trickling in small groups like this until like 11:30. Yeah, you can park right here.
Opening day of early goose season is just plain tricky. You're hunting small numbers of birds. 100 to 200 is a good amount, so you have to be effective and efficient. You're typically hunting birds that were born and raised here, so they know when something is out of place. The weather is awful for patterning birds. You might have 50-degree temperature swings in one day. And of course, everyone you know is itching to get out and hunt, so you end up having to hide a lot of people. Frankly, early season geese just aren't always a shoe-in hunt.
This segment is brought to you by Kent Cartridge.
So today we're here at my local conservation club. Goose season kicks off tomorrow. So we just thought we'd come down and test out this new Benelli Ethos. It's got the best coating on it. So I'm gonna be trying out some Kent Fast Steel, some 2.0. These are actually 2 3/4 loads. I've been finding out that lately with the way that Kent has designed their loads, I don't have to shoot a 3.5, and 3 is okay, but 2 3/4 can get it done. And then also trying out some tungsten matrix. I mean, this is some heavy duty stuff right here. Some would actually call these like a goose grenade. So these are an absolutely amazing shell and a very, very dense shell. And right now we're gonna pattern out to 30 yards. We're gonna use the mid-range Carlson cremator choke tube. We're gonna see what we can do at 30 yards with this new Benelli Ethos. All right, so what I'm gonna test out right now is the Kent Fast Steel 2.0 number 2 ounce and a quarter load. It's a 2 3/4. One hot. Pretty good. Let's check it out. Yeah, I mean, a little high, but I mean, that's a dead bird right there. I don't see a duck getting through there at all. Looks pretty good. That was a Kent number 2 Fast Steel 2 3/4 ounce and a quarter load out of a mid-range Carlson. So I normally shoot like a long range, but I wanted to see what the mid-range would do at 30 yards. That's on the money. So I enjoyed the Fast Steel. That's a great conventional load. Gonna step it up and see how the tungsten matrix does. This is gonna be a 2 3/4 ounce and a quarter 3-shot. So we should have more pellets on target. But again, this is a denser load, and it's gonna pack a little bit more punch than conventional steel. This is out of the Carlson mid-range. Going hot. Felt better. Yeah, you can see it's a brand new board. Ain't nothing getting through that. I mean, nothing's gonna survive that. Just a clean pattern. That's a dead bird. So I think, I've patterned the tungsten matrix. I've patterned the Fast Steel 2.0 number 2, but just for geese starting tomorrow, honestly, I'm very, very impressed with both loads, and both of them are gonna do a very good job. So I might shoot a little mix and match tomorrow, you never know. This is pretty cool because it's local to me, and everybody now, there's a big Wagyu craze going on in the States, and for people that love to cook like myself, one of the guys, the property I actually hunt, his son is part owner, and they have a pork plant called Mishler's, and then they have a Wagyu, which is Stutzman's Farms, and so he's gonna give me some picanha, which is an amazing cut of beef. If anybody's ever been to a Brazilian steakhouse, it's a horseshoe-shaped one they slice off. It's the one that everybody wants. So with everybody coming in for the TV show, I thought it'd be a nice treat to treat these guys to this. And Matt's been more than amazing to be able to get a fresh cut. So this stuff won't even be frozen or anything. So it's gonna be pretty amazing.
There's no other way to describe it. There was just a feeling in the air. We were running all over, picking up meat, making sure the birds were sticking, calling for scouting reports, patterning guns, getting gear organized and reorganized. It was the calm before the 6-month storm that is the Grinds waterfowl season.
This segment is brought to you by Lucky Duck Premium Decoys.
Thinking about opening day here, everybody wants to hunt opening day, and Donnie made the call, said, hey, let's get this pasture pond out of the way. Man, this is a pretty big group here, I think. I don't know. I think we counted, maybe 12 when we pulled in? So there's gonna get like 4 2x4s. We're gonna get that set up. Right now we're just unloading my truck. We're gonna get some of these older Dakotas out. Actually kind of excited to use them. I've had Dakotas since Bill started back in 2007, and I've got some the old ones that you can't even get anymore, and hopefully it'll happen quicker than we think. But my guess is that we're going to be here until at least noon, so it's going to be a longer day.
So this morning we got a pasture pond set, got a bunch of 2x4s strung out on the edge of the pond, and decoys set off to the left. We're hoping the geese come in from out in front of us and suck to this corner, and we're going to shoot them.
So you know, with everything in early season, you normally find yourselves chasing small resident groups, and when they're feeding, they're isolated. You know, and you got 25 over here and 50 over here. A lot of times they don't want to land with other geese just because it's not their family group. So again, this is where a pasture pond can come into play. That's you know, can be very good for opening day because geese will concentrate. They always typically decoy with one another on water. We didn't really put any decoys in the water at all. We wanted to give them the entire pond as we could shoot across the pond. It wasn't very big at all. Resident geese says fine. There's no wind. Oh, they were coming here.
The way they started drifting left before they got here, or to our right before they got here, I feel like they might have been going to the field and we just pulled them over here.
Go. Oh, that one got out.
Yeah, how'd the one get out? Peter, watch that one on the far side of the pond.
Hank.
Coming back, coming back, coming back. Ducks. Yeah, I'll get that. Cedar might get it. Here. Dead. Dead. Heel.
This mud is crazy for the dogs. They're just sinking in it. Cedar's out there sinking in it right now. It's his first time picking up big Canada geese, so this has been pretty fun to watch him figure it out.
That stuff's not easy for them dogs to run in, man.
I walked in at 5 feet and said, I'm glad we got dogs. Those same birds that we just worked earlier came back. It's the same group. They just popped out of the field over here, came back. No wind, but I think we ended up with what, 7 or 8, Brett? Yeah, wasn't bad. Not bad at all.
So you want to be careful early on calling it geese. From my experience in the past, just these geese are younger geese. They've been in a family. They're not super aggressive yet, so there's really not a whole lot of noise. So if you go out and listen to a goose out in the field during the September season, even into October, they're just not really vocal. Just through my experience, just very rarely give them some honks, some spit notes as they're coming. Try to read what they're doing, and a lot of times if they don't quite commit the first time, I let them slide and I give them a double cluck, a honk and a cluck, to try to spin them back around. And all that's simulating is 2 geese that are basically broke off that group that are trying to land or landing in your decoy spread. So a lot of times that'll spin them back around, and bring them back into the spread.
Here it is, get ready. Go. Good shooting, boys.
Hank,
What happened?
Hank. Hank.
Who was starting to dive down in their blinds on that?
Jewelry. Hey. Dead.
It's always nice to see a band. That's a fresh one too. Good shooting, boys.
They're not making a peep, sneaking in on us.
I mean, they're coming here, right? It was quiet yesterday when
they're
those other
coming here
birds
and
were
they
landing
just-
in here.
But they weren't saying anything at all. So have to try and maintain the quietness, I guess. How's up, guys? Get in, bud. Get in.
Yep, they're already here. They're right here. Get ready. Shoot them. Good job, boys. Wait, you got
Wait.
one. Hey, you got one up. Head up. Take that one. Yep.
If someone can get that hard.
Good.
Cedar.
Hold up, heads up.
Okay.
No shots. I'll just
Good
take.
job, fellas.
Heads up, bud. I'll just
Good
take
job.
my yellow dog over there.
You got that one over there?
Yep, Hank here. Hank, heel. Heel.
Hey, didn't even have to touch a call, huh? I wasn't even, I mean, that was good. They were layered right sideways. It was perfect.
Good. Bye.
That one's feeling pretty good up on the hill. Barton. Okay, he's got it. Hank's got it. Oh, now you get to see the good dog work. Got 3 of Southern Oak Kennels' finest out here. And thanks for a quick retrieve so we can get back in the blind. So.
Really? Right here.
One of the cool things about this trip was I was able to bring my son. This is his first real long distance trip with me on a hunting trip per se. It's fun having kids out in the blind. It's really fun hunting with friends who are cool with having your kids out. It's a blessing to be able to pass that on to the next generation, to see them get excited when birds come over, get excited when you shoot birds, and handle dogs and all that stuff, man. It's super fun to see kids just stoke that fire and learn to love the same things that we love about being in the outdoors and chasing these birds.
In the past, you've watched the Cornerstone Gun Dog Academy training tip, and it's been fun. We've learned a lot along the way. But this season of The Grind is special. We're doing something new and something different. I would like to invite you to jump into our story and follow along with the journey of Violet. From a young pup leaving its litter mates to when she's brought into the home.
She goes, she's getting confident now.
Through the teenage phase when you aren't sure if it's ever going to work out. To overcoming those challenges.
Dog hug is a nice hug.
And moving forward with success, all through hard work, consistency, and dedication. Along the way, you'll see as Violet masters the fundamentals, works on advanced skills, and prepares for her first hunt. In each episode, you'll get to see some of the trials and triumphs that it takes to train a great retriever. So join Barton Ramsey and I as we share the story and journey of Violet. And experience the culmination of this series with Violet's very first river hunt.
This segment is brought to you by Mud Buddy and Excel Boats.
Here's what I think we need to do for the band, Barton. So everybody gets to pick a number. Actually, you know what? Noah gets the band.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'm out on the drawing.
So here's what we're gonna do. What we should do right now is we can report on the phone. We can get on your phone and do the reportband.gov, see where it came from, and put it in Noah's name.
First hunt of the year, first banded bird ever shot with a hunt with Noah on there. And it was really cool to teach him, why do we ban birds? Why do we keep up with a migration? We were able to look up exactly where the bird came from. He guessed it in Canada, and then he said we all should have guessed that because it is a Canada Goose after all. So yeah, a little bit of a child's simple thought there was actually right, and we were making more of it than we needed to. So yeah, killing a band on the first hunt, awesome way to start the season off.
Day one, opening day here in Michigan. And actually, for me, it was a successful hunt. I think we shot around 15 birds or so. We had a little slow trickle. They didn't really start coming in until about, I don't know, 9:30 or so. Either way, it was a lot of fun. I haven't got to hunt with some of these guys. These guys are from my area, but unfortunately, we just have never been able to get together. Everybody kind of has their own groups or whatever, but we've got a couple more days here in Michigan for the early resident goose season, and hopefully we get a few more of these.
Every time I get together with Ricky, one of us is cooking, or both of us are cooking. And something that we both love, something we text each other about often. It's a passion of ours to cook.
Barton, go ahead and tell everybody what's going on.
Yeah, so this is a whole ribeye. I stumbled upon a local Kroger in Mississippi. They had a crazy deal on just some choice ribeyes. They looked good, marbling looked good. I've got a dry ager, and so I hung it up. I want to say I dry aged it for 21 days. Okay. So the dry ager really speeds up the process, so it's aged pretty well. So we're gonna cut up some steaks and cook them on the Yoder tonight and have some dry aged ribeye.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna cut them about an inch and a quarter, reverse sear them on the Yoder. I'll smoke them at around 250, 275 until they get about an internal temp of 105, 110. There's a sear plate on the inside of there. I'll crank the Yoder up to about 400 degrees, throw some butter, some garlic on there, and and let them rest for like 15 minutes. So should be a fairly quick process. So here we go. There's gonna be a lot of meat here, Barton.
Yeah. If you leave hungry, that's your fault.
Exactly. What Yoder does is it goes through an 8-minute starting cycle. It starts the feed. It has a ceramic igniter on it, which with the ceramic portion gets very hot very quick. So it goes through about that 8-minute starting cycle. It'll heat up to roughly 350. I'll let that get to its to the 350 start point, and then I'll turn it back down to probably 250, 275. Barton wanted to start us off with some kielbasa. We'll throw the kielbasa on, get that going, and then from there, then we'll while we'll throw those on, we'll get the ribeye seasoned up.
So this trip was really fun because one night we got to cook some dry aged ribeyes that I've aged back at home and brought up with me. Cut them up, cooked them up. They were fantastic. Did a big meal of it, and it was just fun cooking, you know, good meat, fellowship with one another, the stuff that we text about, the stuff we talk about, the things that we enjoy doing outside of hunting. We were able to do all that together with good friends on this trip, and that was a blast, man. There's nothing better than enjoying an evening, you know, around the grill, around the smoker, with good friends, good drinks, eating good food. It's a lot of fun.
Just the overall camaraderie of people coming together and being able to enjoy, you know, everybody else's, you know, friends and family and things like that, because at the end of the day, all these guys work really, really hard. We're away from our families quite a bit on the road and traveling. It's nice to be able to come together and just sit down and have a good meal.
Next week on The Grind, we're still in Michigan chasing early season geese in the fields.